Vine was laying in her bed with her phone in her hand. She was FaceTiming her boyfriend, Jungkook. It has been some 33 minutes since their call. They did that almost every other night. Especially tonight when Vine was somehow nervous about shifting school. Her family recently shifted to another area, which is quite far away from her previous campus. She thought about staying in hostel, but it's not like she really liked that place too much. So going for a change, she thought it might work out for her. Jungkook, wait, that actually looks so aesthetic. She was showing him how she set up those fairy lights all over the room. Since she shifted here recently, she made changes in the room every here and then. Wine, I'll buy some hologram lamps too. They're all too beautiful. He smiled and let her show around. He knew she was trying to distract herself not to think about school too much. While all he could do was wait for a surprise, he couldn't reveal now. It was late at night when she finally slept talking to him. He had school next day as well, but he was not going to leave her awake, ever, especially when she was distressed. Ryan easily got awkward around people. She is usually a very sweet person, but one single gesture from someone would make her insecure, enough to never talk to that person again. And that always left her alone in the end. He had to be extra careful in her case. As much as he loved her, it was nothing too hard to do. He loved spoiling her. He loved to be the reason she could easily brag about having perfect relationship and boyfriend who loves her so much. He wanted her to be comfortable, from his side at least, if not the world. The next morning, Vine's parents wished her luck as she went to her new school. It was definitely different than the previous one, but school is a school, no matter where you go. It's all the same boring classes and students. She got her schedule and, with some help, finally made it to her first class, right on time. She wouldn't lie if she said she was not extremely awkward around how free people here was. She was from a side area. Never saw kids kissing so casually in the middle of a school's hallway, and teachers passing by without making any objection. It was as weird as it could get when she was in fact stared at. Maybe they realized she was new in that huge amount of students. Upon reaching the classroom, she was thankful the class didn't start yet. The teacher was not here, but students definitely filled in. Everyone was busy talking to one or another. Hardly two or three were on their seats. Some boys were checking each other's muscles, and there were girls complimenting each other's makeup. They were staring at one boy's back every here and then as they talked. It was as if they were planning to seduce him or something. Was he popular around here? His back faced her as he was busy talking to another guy. She planned on being as discreet as one could to avoid any attention. One step inside and water bottle fell off her hand, creating a loud sound which was enough to gain everyone's attention. Great job. Mission 1 successful. She mentally cursed at herself and picked up the water bottle instantly. When she looked up, everyone was staring at her with questionable eyes. It was not too late to run away, right? God, she hated attention. She hated being awkward. Ryan, someone called her name. She was surprised that someone knew her name, but the voice sounded too familiar to ignore. The guy whose back faced her stood up, and her eyes widened up at the realization. Jungkook? She must be dreaming of him to appear here and save her from the second-hand embarrassment. It was definitely not true. You know her? The one beside Jungkook asked. Jungkook, of course, I know her better than her. He reflected his charming, handsome smile as he walked up to her and wrapped his arm around her waist. Jungkook, I am real. He chuckled as he whispered those words. She closed her mouth instantly, and he only found her more adorable. This was the best reaction he was looking forward to. Jungkook, she's my girlfriend. Wine. The loud groans she heard from the girl's side, while loud cheers and hoots from the boy's one. She blinked and looked at him intensely to make sure she was not dreaming. Wine. What the hell? She pulled his cheek, finally realizing he was actually real, and he only laughed in response. Wine. Why didn't you tell me you study here? And actually, same class? This is crazy. She whisper yelled, and he grinned in response before pecking her lips. She almost hit him for being so open in public. This was all so new to her. Jungkook, how would I see this reaction if I told you before? Ryan, this is not fair. I need time to comprehend. Jungkook, you have a girlfriend? You never told us. Olivia asked while rolling her finger around her hair. She clearly seemed not happy with the arrangement. In fact, none of them did. Ryan wondered what was going on. Jungkook, no offense, but I was not obliged to tell you about my love life. He pulled Wine closer and walked towards his seat, where his guy friends circled around. He could tell she was already feeling awkward, but he only found his friends adorable at how excited they were. They all introduced themselves to her and told her a lot of things she was grateful about. Apparently, her boyfriend was the school's heartthrob. He was extremely popular. Every student in this building knew about him. The reason why girls looked annoyed because they all dreamed to have a chance with him, at least one day, or even a look of affection towards them. Now that she was here, she needed to be extra authoritative, or these people wouldn't let her breathe. Mine, how do you become extra authoritative? Is this a term? Do I like hold you all the time? He chuckled. He made her sit on his chair, while himself sat on the table in front of her. His seat was against the window, away from everyone, especially the girls, and he was glad about that. He would get real annoyed sometimes because of all the attention, and some of them acting like he belonged to them. Jungkook, just be mine. Forget about what they said. Why? Why didn't I know any of this? Jungkook, it would sound like a brag. Why? With that face? Not at all. I would believe that. What else I don't know? Jungkook, that was the last one, I swear. She raised a brow, looking at him suspiciously, and he leaned in to kiss her again. She was quick to put a hand on his lips this time. Jungkook knew why she was hesitant. He only removed her hand and kissed her. He winked before closing his eyes, and no matter how shy she was, she still kissed back. The loud hoots from his friends made her pull back and hide her face. Jungkook chuckled, keeping her close to him. Jungkook, stop teasing her already. Seriously? Mark, seriously? Being most popular and always ran away from girls. Now we have a sister in law sitting right in front of us. This is crazy. Wine, that makes me happy to hear. Jungkook, I am a loyal man. Mark, we are going for football practice, then karaoke. You should join us. She loved how welcoming they were, and it was quite easy for her to adjust there because of them. And most importantly, her boyfriend, who was as loving as one could be. She felt she was getting more confident in facing situations and people. And looking back at everything, she knew it was because of Jungkook. because he would encourage her to do things without caring much about people. Just having him by her side was really precious.